Great Monday morning, you all. How are you all doing? Happy Monday. This is your girl, Shan. Listen, I hope y'all had an amazing weekend. As y'all can see, the Kings did. We got out in the community, something that we love to do, and we had an amazing time. I'll talk about that here in a minute. Let me go ahead and let you all know about our amazing church announcements, which is our radio show on tonight, Marriage Mondays with the Kings. The topic is praying for your marriage, okay? Praying for your marriage. Like I always say, for those of you who are in the Central Texas area, you can listen simply by going to KRGN 98.5 FM on your radio dial. They also have, you can download the KRGN app where you can listen as well. And then for those of you who are internationally and you have internet access, please go to the website. mykrgn.com. Sorry, it just skipped my head. There's so many websites in my head. So mykrgn.com, and you can listen internationally. And if you want to watch the show as we are, as the show is playing, you want to watch the show, remember, all things is on our Marriage Mondays with the Kings YouTube channel. So go to Marriage Mondays with the Kings YouTube, subscribe. We are not on all these other different platforms. We was testing things out, and the consensus is the YouTube channel. So if you want to watch the show tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, that's where you want to go. Make sure you subscribe so that way it's not giving you that little funky, it's not connecting type thing or whatever. And again, we're going to be talking about praying for your marriage. We're going to probably have some for singles. I know, at least I do in my notes as well, because there are some of you who are single who is praying for marriage. Okay. So anywho, with that being said, let me say this as part of church announcement as well. I thank God. Okay. I'm not trying to get anybody shouting on this morning, but just to think about how good God is. And it goes exactly with what I'm going to be speaking about on this morning. For those of you who reached out, and I didn't even think about this when we went live for the Mid-Texas Corvette Club annual toy drive. Went live just to kind of let the people know in the community of Killeen, Texas and surrounding areas, if you are out and about Christmas shopping or whatever, come on by and help fill up the vets. And then they took those toys and filled up a trailer, and it was for the families in crisis in this area. They really wanted to be a blessing to the children and ensure that each child was to receive at least 2 toys apiece on Christmas Day. And so Family in Crisis is a shelter for battered women, for them and their children to go. And when I tell y'all the community showed up and showed out, that's my heart. That's my love language outside of my love language for my husband, is helping others. And then the thing that really got me is when we went live, there were individuals who are not even in the state of Texas. Some were, but some are not. And some we've served with in the military. One young lady, to be precise, we have not seen this young lady in 23 years. She said, how can I give and be a blessing? And the consensus of what was said was this. There were so many people that said, I remember when I was a child. And I remember when I had that one toy for Christmas. We didn't have that much money growing up. That was everybody. I remember how I felt as a child. Everybody did not grow up with I ain't gonna say a silver spoon in their mouth, or even a stable, household, or whatever the case may be. It may have some stability. Some people had some hard times when they were young. But for individuals to show up and show out, and they don't even live in the state of Texas, or they don't even live in the city of Killeen, for that I say thank you. And as they were showing the money, you know how the Kings are. We're like, oh, let's make sure we get you your receipt, because just like the president said, Mr. Sam Blanks, when I went live. And if y'all miss it, y'all on our regular Naples Choctaw Facebook page, just scroll down and you'll see it. But he said, this money is not for us. These gifts are not for us. It's to help a child so that they could have a toy when they get up on Christmas morning. So for that, I say thank you. For individuals, and this was another thing, and this goes along with what I'm going to be speaking about on this morning, so let me put that out there. Collaboration, not separation. That's what God has had in my spirit That's what I said. Okay, God, I'm not even waiting until 2023. I'm starting that thing now. Collaboration, not separation. I know we all went through a season where we was tired and cutting people off and all the things like that. But it's scriptures in my mind that come to my head. Separation is not a good thing. Yes, sometimes you got to separate for a little bit. Jesus even did that with him and his homeboys, the disciples. He went into the mountain. He separated for a little bit just to spend time with God. Come on, see? That went smooth over somebody's head on this morning. Jesus separated to spend time with God. That right there is a whole sermon. You see what I'm saying? So pastors, y'all go ahead. Y'all can use that. I give y'all permission. Maybe God won't, but I do. Anywho, so with that being said, we are getting to a place where we're getting comfortable separating. But sometimes when we separate, especially when it's not for godly purposes, it can be depressing. Okay, it's a lot of things that may happen. So why not collaborate? Going back to the Mid-Texas Corvette Club, let me tell you, listen, this is what I told my husband. I'm trying not to run around out here on this outdoor living area. You hear me? I told my husband, it was such an amazing sight to see men listen to what I'm saying. Men, everybody, it's so many people on the dog men. They ain't good. They ain't this. They ain't that. But they brought their nice, and let me add, they probably wouldn't say this, but I know it to be real. And those of you who own Corvettes, you know they're not cheap, baby. They are not cheap, but they're nice, expensive vehicles out to help draw the crowd for a greater good. Men, okay? Men, how amazing is that? But what was amazing even more so is they worked together and collaborated. They collaborated with the Walmart, the Super Walmart, who allowed them to come. You had some at this door, some at that door. People was giving and all that. Oh, let me share with y'all the end result. They did raise money, which they're giving that to the Family and Crisis Center. And then also the trailer that I showed you all was almost full. It was almost full. But I say that to say it took them to work together. It took them to work together. Now, when it comes to collaborating with others, and this is what God has been putting on my heart, you can't collaborate with everybody. And so for me, I've been praying. There are people that you would like to work with, but they're users. They're users. You see what I'm saying? And see, I'm going to go here in relationship and just here in a minute. And for those who are single, I'm going to talk about something here in just a minute. But collaboration. Who can you think, for those of you who are watching and those who will be watching later, instantly 3 people in your mind that you wouldn't mind collaborating with? Because guess what? We are better together. Okay? So in collaboration. But you have to be careful for those who only do things to gain. You see what I'm saying? I can't listen to my heart. This is Shan speaking. I can't stand people like that. You don't collaborate to do something for the greater good, but you collaborate with somebody so that way you can use them, get what you can get from them, and you can move on. Okay? Some singles is probably saying, Some of you in your marriage is probably saying, because you know you with somebody who is only using you. Because this is what I think about. Let me jump here when it comes to marriage and relationship. Let me holler at you for a minute. A good marriage works when you have the husband who wants the best for their wife, and they would do, whatever it takes to make their wife happy and to be attentive and different things like that. But then when you have a wife who would do the same thing for their husband, that's how marriage works. That's how you collaborate as a husband and wife team. That's how you come together. That's basically what that means. But there are a lot of people who are in relationships, whether you are married or not, whether it's a sisterhood or friendship at your church, at your job, in whatever organization, where they call on you only when they need something. I don't like those type of people, because the word of God said that what you sow, you shall reap. But you shouldn't be sowing just to be reaping. You see what I'm saying? Because that can be a selfish mentality as well. You should be sowing with a good heart. So if you are single and you are in a relationship, let's talk about this red flag real quick. Don't you take your tail to no courthouse or no altar until you two, whoever you dating, get this thing together. You need to look for individuals, or I encourage you to look for individuals who have a good heart. You see what I'm saying? That is something that I ask all the time. When people ask me, well, Shan, I don't know, I want to date this guy, and they talking about all the things, this, and this, material possessions and all that. Ain't Big Mo spoke about no qualities. You know what I'm saying? And my question is, after I heard this whole laundry list of accolades where you trying to convince me that this is a good person, is I say, how is that person's heart? That's how you know when you working with good people. How is that person's heart? Okay? Do they have a good heart? Well, I don't really know. You know everything else about this joker, but you don't know if this joker have a good heart. That's what drew me to my husband. He have a heart for people. You see what I'm saying? I have a heart for people. We collaborated. We got married. We procreated as we are supposed to do. And then we have children who have a heart for people that went over somebody's head. You wonder why your kids acting up? It starts at the house. It starts at the house. What is y'all's heart condition like? You can't work together because your heart is hard. Well, Shan, you don't understand. I went through so much in my past relationships. Let me put this out here because this burns me up too. Stop punishing the person that you are with because of what the past person did. Oh, somebody just took off running on that because you're going through that in your relationship right now. You are with someone who is basically punishing you. They won't open up their whole self to you and give you, allow them to truly, you to truly see them because of what somebody else did in the past. What I suggest you do is take your happy hips on down to therapy. Process that thing, because what you shall not do is punish the person that you are with. And this is why a lot of relationships don't work when it comes to boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever the case may be, is because you punishing the person you with for what happened in your past. But you won't go to therapy to process that mess. And then you wonder why the person move on. I'm on somebody's road this morning. Why the person move on with somebody else and it's working out with them. A possibility could be the fact that the person that they moved on with has been working on themselves, has been working on that baggage from the past, and knows how to now live in the present and not punish the person that they with. That's why husbands and wives can't come together. That's why families can't come together and collaborate. They're no longer as strong as they used to be when the glue passed away. You see what I'm saying? It's because people think about self, but 9 times out of 10, what's behind that is hurt. Oh, somebody else hurt me. So, singles, what is that heart like? Is that person selfish? Observe. Don't be, ask questions. Me and Miss King told y'all that. But first, I want you to observe. Let me see how this person, because guess what? This is what I know about any person in any type of relationship. They can only fake it for so long. Their true colors is going to come shining through, as a song used to say back in the day. So why can we not work together? Why do we choose to separate? I want y'all to drop these nuggets. What do y'all think? What have y'all heard people say? I'm asking. We choose to separate, and then we get mad at the world because things ain't going the way that we think. We sit up here and we pray to God. Oh, whatever's on our heart, God, would you do this? Show me this, that, and the other. And like I've said before, when I talked about this not too long ago, God has sent the very person that you ran away, or you cut off, or you no longer. And I'm not talking about cut off toxicity. That to move away from that. But I'm talking about somebody who generally want to be there, generally want to be your friend, generally want to be your girlfriend, your boyfriend, who generally want to be that amazing husband or that awesome wife, but you separate yourself from them. And then it's lonely. I don't deal with people and all that. No, it is time for us to come back to a place of collaboration. I'm going to share with y'all from the King standpoint. I thank God for the favor that God has placed on the King's life. We don't ask for much, and anything we do is to help and be a blessing to somebody else. That's what we should be thinking about when we talk about collaboration. We are going to be reaching out to even more people in 2023 as God places it on our heart. And the ones that we've reached out to in this year, hey, we're trying to do this show on such and such and such. God is showing us that blah, 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 blah. This is what we're telling people. And you know what? There ain't no hesitation. There's probably only been one person who didn't follow back and get back with us regarding the show. But hey, that just tells us that God didn't want them to be on the show in the first place. And so, okay, God, we ain't gonna press the issue. But however, when you collaborate with people, if you got a good heart, don't separate yourself because of what other people do. Think about this. How would you feel? For those that are single, those that are in a relationship, those that are married. How would you feel if you got with somebody and they treated you wrong because of what somebody else did? I'm going to be real with you. That right there was a good argument for me and my husband because like we've shared, not too long after he got divorced, we did it military style and we got married. Divorced in August, married in December. Came down on orders. Divorced in August, came down on orders, married in December. And we was supposed to be in two different directions. But the thing was, because my husband didn't take the time to grieve, we didn't know nothing about that 20-something years ago. We know about it now. So hopefully this will be a blessing to somebody in what is being said. So he didn't take the time to grieve. I didn't know nothing about marriage. This would be my first marriage or whatever the case may be. But a lot of our argument in the first part of our marriage is because of things that him and his ex-wife went through that rolled over into our marriage. So it was hard for us to collaborate. And we were several times, I'm speaking to somebody on this morning, on the brink. We talked about it. I mean, we didn't do nothing, but we talked about separating. You see what I'm saying? We're not even just separating, but divorce. You go your way, I go my way. But God, there are times when you may get into a heated area in your marriage or in your relationship. This is what I encourage you to do. This is something I did. Thank God it worked. Pray. Instead of going off, popping out for them gums, because that's what I used to do when it got tired real quick. I got tired of it. Go and pray. And it's a certain way. So y'all join us tonight when we talking about prayer. I'm going to get up off of that. But go and pray. That's what I did. I went and prayed. I was tired of I'm just trying to love my husband, but because of what he went through in his last marriage, that was causing us to kind of separate. Because and I used to tell him, hold up, bruh, when we was arguing, you got to understand, I wasn't in y'all's marriage with y'all. So I don't know if I'm doing anything to trigger you because you ain't told me that I'm doing anything to trigger you. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why people go their separate ways, but God. So what I would encourage you to do is go and pray. Go and separate for a time like Jesus did to pray. Okay, and then pray and listen and then come back together. So I encourage us. It's 3 people that I asked y'all to think about. Who is the first 3 people in your mind that you can collaborate with? And that just means basically work together for the greater good of somebody else, to be a blessing to somebody else. Husbands and wives, if y'all not working together on one accord, y'all still walking around like y'all two, but no longer one. Matthew 19:6. That's our foundational scripture for Marriage Mondays with the Kings. We are no longer 2, but one flesh. Therefore, what God joined together, let no one separate. No man separate. No man put us under, however you want to say it. A lot are walking around as individuals. You're not walking around as one. I want you to ask yourself, why is that? What is preventing you from walking around as a team? So that's why you got people, the power couple, this, that, other, people. Yeah, I had to go ask my kids, what is a power couple? I don't know what this stuff means or whatever. I sound so old or whatever. But me and my husband work together because we stop allowing the enemy, come on now, to divide us. A lot of us allow the enemy to divide us as families. A lot of us allow the enemies to divide us as churches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the devil ain't responsible for everything, but we allow a lot of things. So I would encourage us yet again, please come together with people who are doing something for the greater good to affect positive change for someone else. Please, if you got nothing out of this morning, that's what I'm encouraging. You know the ones who don't mean you no good, as we would say in the country. They don't mean you no good. You know that man, sis, he don't mean you no good. Well, baby, he look good. He this, he that, whatever the case may be. Sir, yeah, she's shaped like a Coke bottle. The throwback Coke bottle, not the 2 liters that's shaped like a box Chevy. Anyway, she's shaped like a throwback Coke bottle. Some of y'all know that little glass Coke bottle, but she don't mean you no good. She don't mean you no good. And so look for the people with the good hearts. That's what their actions will show. I don't care what nobody's mouth say. Their actions will show. And stop being so quick to separate unless God has put it in your spirit to do it. Because you're pushing away the person that is there to help set you up for your next level of blessings. Come on, me and Mr. King know it. When we said no to things, no. It wasn't that we was fearful. We was just like, no, we are behind the scenes people. No. But God uses people to help bless you to get to another level because you have a good heart. You're not doing it for self. You're doing it to be a blessing for others. Me and Miss King don't do Marriage Mondays with the Kings for self. Anything we've ever done, we do not do it so we can get the glory. We always say so God can get the glory. So I'm going to ask this. Those who are single, is God getting the glory right now for your life? Those of you who are dating a boyfriend and girlfriend, can you say that God is getting the glory? For those of you who are in a marriage right now, I don't care how bad you fake it when you go out in public. Come on now. Me and Kenya used to do that, especially when we went to church. But you fake it when you go out in public. What the thing look like behind closed doors in the house. And it's God getting the glory. So, collaboration, not separation. Please, I encourage you all. Collaborate, not separate. One last thing I want to say as well. For each and every one of us, and I don't know, this may not be for you, but I know this is something me and my husband do. Get before God, pray, and ask God what he wants you to do in 2023. Most people get a vision board, you decorate it, it's all fancy and all that kind of stuff, and then you take that thing after you done got hyped up for that little vision board session and you go throw it in the corner. Or you may hang it on the wall, but some will be blocking it in a couple of months. Write that thing down. Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision and make it plain. Write that thing down before the end of the year. Pray over whatever that is and allow that to be your goal. Keep it posted where you can see it. So in 1 year, December 2023 of next year, you can go back and see, have you done all the things that is listed on that. The enemy is going to try to come against you. That's why you got to keep it covered in prayer. So y'all join us tonight for Marriage Mondays with the Kings. We're going to be talking about praying for your marriage. For real, not for play, okay? So praying for your marriage. And I know a question that I got is, what are you praying? If you don't feel the prayer is working, what are you praying? Join us tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRG and 98.5 FM The Rock. For those in the listening area, go to your FM dial, 98.5. For those listening internationally, go to mykrgn.com. And for those of you who want to watch the show, as everything unfolds, if you will, go to Marriage Mondays with the Kings YouTube channel, subscribe, and then you'll be ready at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So y'all have a blessed week. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Be a blessing and not a curse, okay? Nobody can take you out of your character unless you allow them to. And your girl Shan will be back with you next Monday with whatever it is that God places on my heart. So God bless you and blessings to you.